Hey guys, welcome back to another video. My name is Vincent Minotti and we are working on my C5 Corvette. We ended up having an issue, or running into an issue, with the pan on the bottom of the motor, as it is not fitting with the subframe. And about 2 inches, or sorry, not 2 inches, but about 1 inch to 3/4 of an inch in between here with the pan, or with the subframe coming up to the pan. We could get some threads on, but it was hitting the bottom of the pan. So we had to take that back off. I had to clean this entire surface down here from having all of the Permatex on it. So that's all clean and ready to go. We marked out and got the dimensions of the pan. So I'm going to end up talking to them about cutting it. And then once it's cut, then they're gonna send it back. Hopefully it'll be here by the time I get back from this weekend. While it was off, we were kind of having second thoughts about this plug that was sitting right here. So I did run over to my machine shop, grabbed another one of these instead of having to ship it. And then we are going to put that in and install it. There's a possibility that I might put a little plate over it, but I don't think it's gonna need it once I knurl the edge. And then I think I'm going to probably JB weld this over and just put a little piece of tape over it while it dries. And then I have another one of these seals going because this seal wasn't good anyways. And I am going to clean this edge up a bit. And then we'll have new gasket here, new gasket here. The pan will be notched and set up. And then my timing cover can finally go back on the motor. Now onto the car. We are looking at this front piece of the frame. So we're trying to set up for the coolers. We're thinking that the cooler can go here and we'll have enough room with the bumper and everything. We are not putting back on the piece of foam that goes right there. We actually took a whole bunch of stuff off of here as well, and we were trashing a whole bunch of it, so that works out. But we did keep all the wiring, and the lights are still going to be in the bumper, so that'll be kind of cool. But I am going to make, where this sits, I'm going to make a little thing for the air to go in, hit this, and then I'm going to have a little passageway that I might cut in the side that I'll cut out this a little bit more, because there is going to be exhaust coming right here. And I'm going to have some air ram that goes in here for the brakes on both sides, because I don't know if I'm going to use those, but I might use them. But for right now, just to have everything out in the open and be able to mock things up, then I'm keeping that off. All right, so you get yourself piece of metal, something that's kind of flat. This is going to be your freeze plug. Freeze plug is a 9/16 freeze plug. I'm only blocking this off because this is where the oil pump will go. These are the bolt holes for it. I was thinking about making a little plate for this just to hold it in, but at the same time, I don't really think I need to once I knurl the edge.
Close till I get up.
So it's nice and flat, like that. And this is how it's supposed to look. Nice and flat, the block. Then what you do is you take an edge of just screwdriver or something. Take this edge right here on the block. You just use it. All you do is just knurl the edge so that it doesn't come out, and that basically just binds that side of it. I'll probably go up here like this and do this side as well. Don't really want to hit my hand at all. I do that edge too, and that is how you install a freeze plug. Alright, so we have the plug in now, and I got to see if I can get this off of there. I got it pretty well bonded on there.
Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow.
Okay, we are back. It has now been just about a week since I took the last video of plugging or putting the freeze plug into the motor. That's knurled, that's done, and the timing cover and the pan is ready to go. I sent out the pan, I believe on last Wednesday, and shipped it out, got there Monday. They did the pan, they refabricated it. It looks great. I'm just gonna have to clean up the inside of it before we go and put the pan on, but now it's powder coated black, so it's nice and glossy, and then that'll match the front timing cover along with the block itself, so that's a cool thing. And then all the rest of the top of the motor is going to be polished, so it's a black and polished look. This is more of a glossy type of look, which is kind of cool, but this is the pan. I opened it a little earlier, but I threw it back in here because it's been now a day since I got it back. But this is what the pan looks like. It's nice and glossy, as you can see. Ports are still all pretty much in the same thing. They took it back, and you can see this little divot here. So we almost had to make it just like the factory pan, but the factory pan is actually 4.5 inches, I believe, deep back here, and then it's 2 inches up front, or 2.5 inches up front. This is now the stock pan height in the front of the old one, and then this one is 3 inches in the back from the lip of the pan. It did come out really nice. That's the inside of it. I just have to clean up this because it's not anodized. Once there's oil on it, it won't rust, so I won't have to worry about that. But there's our feed on the side of the pan right there, and the whole thing is all powder coated. These are our scavenges, and then this one up here is our turbo drain. And then of course you have just your normal like drain for when you're changing your oil to get the rest of the residual oil out of the pan, because with a dry sump system, it's not all going to come out of the tank. There's going to be a little bit left in here, but that's nothing to be worried about. The baffling is really nice, and let's go and start to get this put on the motor. Alrighty, so I just flipped it over. I pretty much just have to go through the same exact steps, at least this time. Since before I left, I already cleaned the edges of the old Ultra Black that I had on here. So now the only thing for me to do right now is literally just clean off the excess oil, make sure it's all dry, so I don't have to worry about anything not sticking or ended up having a leak, because that is very prevalent, especially in these corners. As I iterated, I believe in the last video I iterated that, but just to reiterate it, you do have a very high potential of leaking in these corners because the gaskets sometimes don't seal, especially for the fact that the timing cover does have a little bit of movement. Pan is going to stay pretty much where it's at, we're gonna go ahead and test fit the pan on here, make sure it fits pretty well. Just with a few bolts. This is going to go like this. There we go. Seems like it's seated down. All the holes pretty much line up. But other than that, I mean, all the bolt holes look pretty good. And this will all fit, and I'll be able to push that timing cover down flat onto there. Alrighty, so the surface is clean now. We're gonna take some of our ultra black, just spread a thin, nice thin layer.
Through the sun rays, and on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go.
So we're back about a day later. I just finished up putting on the pan and the front timing cover onto the motor. They both look great so far. My dad's currently finishing up the brackets for these knock sensors, which they ended up getting drilled behind the mounting brackets from the machine shop, which is no big deal, but it was just in the wrong place, and we couldn't put them back here because there's a bolt here and there's a bolt here. So we had some old brackets off of a NASCAR that we can use for this. Has a bunch of holes in it, so we're gonna put them about right there on a little bracket. So these are both the brackets that are finished side by side. Got them pretty even. We're gonna use this here in this little section and mount it up this way. And then this is going to come and rest like this, and then we're going to put blue Loctite on the bolt that goes into the engine block, and then a nut on the back side of the nut for the knock sensor. Once we have both of those set on, then we're going to take the subframe, put the subframe on and make sure that it fits with the new fabricated pan. And then once that's done, we're going to set it back onto this platform and get it all set up so that we can put the clutch on tonight and set up the whole rest of the drive line all together. At that point, it'll be ready to go in, except for the fact of putting on the accessories. And I ordered the cog for my crank pulley, so that'll be going on as well, which means we can put on the steering rack, and I'm going to put on the water pump anyways, so that'll be there. And then I believe that's about it. I don't think I'm missing anything, but other than that, it'll all be all put together and torqued down. I just can't get over how good this pan looks though. Kevko did such a great job. Go and hit them up for any pan needs. The brackets are now finished up and all painted, and we have the subframe we just mounted on, and the clearance with the pan, now that it's refabricated, it's actually pretty stout, so we don't have to worry about the pan hitting the subframe anymore. And now we can go and set the crank pulley on and the water pump along with the steering rack, and then we're going to start doing the clutch in the rear. We're going to pull this off with the hoist, put it on the front of the platform, and right now my dad's clearancing up the torque tube for the pump on the transmission, so we don't have to worry about that fitting rubbing through as there's vibration. Okay, so we now have the motor sitting on the platform and the cradle's on it. We put a piece of wood underneath the back with a little towel just for the brand new pan to rest on. In the next video, we're going to be doing the clutch, which I'm super excited about. My triple disc clutch is finally going on the motor, and we're going to be able to bolt up the torque tube as long as the alignments match up and it's within that certain spec, then we can actually set it up here tonight. So you guys will be seeing that video here in the next few days. But other than that, don't forget to like, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one.